So the next stop we got is a place called the Leaf and Bean. Well, to be fair, it's actually a pretty good cafe. Probably the best cup of coffee in all of Frosthaven, but unfortunately, it's a little bit of a drive outside of the city. Well, from what I understand, the owner, Treyvalion, tends to like to be a little more in the quiet areas. I guess that should be expected from an elf. They're folk like the woods, the quiet places of the world. Hey, now, I'm not hating on anybody. I'm personally more about the sea and, living on the coast, but, you know, I can understand the desire for city life. I used to live it myself, but eventually I got a little more tired of it and wanted the quiet. I guess depending on how old this elf is, maybe he got tired of it too. Wait, he never lived in the city. Oh, damn. That's something else. He moved straight into the northern end of Frosthaven. I mean, he is right on the edge of Sheer Peak. Yeah. Sheer Peak is the mountainous region, and it can be a little rough living from time to time. Well, not that it's, hard because of, money or anything, but the weather up there gets wild. People running to and from all the time. Snow, rain. You live in Sheer Peak, you better be used to some crazy weather. Well, I'm not one to judge again. I live on the coast, so crazy weather is kind of something we deal with as well. Not as much the snow, to be honest, but the rain, the wind, that sort of stuff. Hey, now, you're a city slicker. I mean, honestly, you all have your own strange to deal with, but that's just not the weather, that's the people. Fair enough. There is something to be said for the strangeness of folk, but we're not here to discuss the strangeness of folk now, are we? Well, I guess you're right on that one, too. Gotta be a strange folk who want to murder a man and dump him out on the coastline. Doing that much work to dump him out of the coastline. Can't exactly call that normal. Yep. But anyway, this is the place. Yeah. Apparently, he's been rebranding it every, oh, I don't know, 10, 15 years. Tries to update it with the times. Well, I guess when you're an elf and, you are as long lived as you are, you want to update. I guess it keeps it from getting boring. I guess I'm not one to talk. I mean, demon. Thousands of years old. To be fair, though, I only came to Frosthaven about 300 years ago. Oh, yeah, I was here at Frosthaven's founding. Not that I was a founding member, but pretty much when this was just a wide spot on the road, I've been here since. I don't know what to tell you. I've always liked the place. Had a nice vibe to it. Good coastline, good people. It was nice. It was very nice. Oh, yeah, it's always been good people. It's always been people who just wanted to, help, be safe. be able to live life without judgment. It's why Frosthaven is as open as it is. We have all these wonderful people. Everybody's different. Nobody cares. So you get it. How many other cities on the planet could a demon walk around free and clear and ain't nobody gonna judge him? I ask you that. Fair enough. Come on, let's go inside. Talk to the owner. Good evening. Welcome to the Leaf and Bean. How can I help you? Hi, are you Treyvalion? Indeed I am. What can I do for you today? Well, forgive me, sir, but my partner here and I, we work with the Supernatural Protection Force of Frosthaven, and we were hoping we might be able to ask you a few questions. Goodness, is everything all right? Did something happen to one of my employees? No, sir, nothing like that. It was more. We had a question regarding a patron you might have had. Somebody who might have come in here within the last couple days. Of course. I would be happy to help in whatever way I can, officers. Your name was again? Oh, of course, forgive me. I'm Sam, and this is my partner. Well, it is lovely to meet you both. How can I help? Mr. Greenleaf, you don't happen to know a gentleman by the name of Norman Tallis? This would be a photo of him. Oh, indeed I do. Norman is a lovely customer. Always very polite, tries to make everyone laugh. Very polite with his orders. Black coffee every single time. Black coffee? Gee, and they call me a demon. Anyway, do you remember the last time you saw him? Ah, it had to have been 2, maybe 3 days ago. He came in for his normal. Plain croissant, black cup of coffee, to go. Sometimes he'll stay here and eat it, but unfortunately, this time he decided that he needed to be on his way. I understand. Can you tell me anything seem off, maybe different about him? Off or different? I'm not sure. Is everything okay? Something happened to him. Oh, goodness. I do hope he's okay. The last time he came in, he did seem distracted by something. Normally, he'll sit just back there, maybe read a book, scroll on his phone. Just general ways to spend the day. But I do remember the last time he was in here, he seemed preoccupied, maybe even distracted. Well, normally he'll make jokes with whoever is serving him and tries to generally just be an affable sort of guy, but by and large he seemed very tense, might be the right word for it. Indeed, he kept checking the door. I would say probably 3, 4 times while placing his order, he looked over his shoulder to make sure that something was either there or not. I couldn't quite tell you. Well, it was odd because He usually pays with a credit card, but this time he paid cash. He even had exact change. Was that something he normally did? Oh no. In fact, I'm not sure how he even had exact change on him. He had it down to the penny, exactly what he needed for a cup of coffee and a croissant. Well, see, that's what's weird to me. Because unless he memorized the price of the order, that would be pure happenstance, wouldn't it? Well, who's to say on that? Maybe he just had a good pocket full of change this time. I would normally agree with that, officer, but Norman always had a thing about carrying too much. He was very minimalistic in how he carried things. Just his house and car keys, a wallet with a few cards and his ID in it. Hated carrying change. Absolutely despised it. Really? Well, that's fascinating. If nothing else, it tells us a little bit about him. Yeah. Still seems like he was pretty nervous. Might I inquire, what is going on? You two seem very interested in Norman. He's a very gentle kind of soul. I mean, honestly, I would think he's a normal, average guy. May I ask what's going on? You found him. What do you mean? By the forest, Mother. I'm so sorry to hear that. No, you must not take my words about him being average or normal to be a slander. He was a lovely man. Truly, everybody smiled around him. He tried to make people laugh. Honestly, I think he just wanted to make people happy. Might I ask then how he died? Of course, I understand. That is, of course, what you're investigating. I'm sorry. Don't worry about it at all, sir. I understand when somebody dies like this, even if you're not necessarily close best friends with them, it can have an impact. I enjoyed his company. I sat with him once or twice. It was always a nice conversation. I think I will miss those. Um, I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Greenleaf. If at all possible, can you remember maybe anything happening after he came in? Did somebody come looking for him before us? Did maybe somebody seem, I don't know, overly interested in him? Now that you mention it, there was a gentleman and a lady who came in. Few hours after he did. They came in, they went right to his normal booth, and then sort of just left. It was very odd, but I could very clearly remember them going right there, and I overheard them say the word Norman. You'll forgive me. Elvish hearing, I don't miss much. Yes, they seemed in a hurry. I tried to get their attention to see if they needed anything, but in and out, maybe within 45 seconds? Unfortunately, I do not have security cameras within the Leaf and Bean. The young dwarf who owns the crepe and pancake shop next door might. You might want to check with him. I take it as a personal point of pride that I never try to record my employees or my customers. I'm so sorry. I wish I could be more help. I remember that she had shorter, dark brown hair, green eyes. The other gentleman, slightly taller, average build. That's all I could remember. They were very quick with their visit here. Listen, that's plenty, and it's a lot more than we had, so that's excellent. Thank you, Mr. Greenleaf. Well, partner, I think we're going next door and we're going to chat with the dwarf there. You got any other questions? Of course. I'd be happy to make you both something for the road, or if you'd prefer to sit. Consider this one on the house in honor of Norman. Well, that's mighty kind of you. Any chance I could get just a double espresso? Of course. And for you? Excellent choice. Officers, why don't you take a seat in the corner? I will be right over with your drinks, okay? Sounds great. You know, it might not be the worst idea to sit for a minute. We can recap some stuff. And then we'll get back on the road. Sound good? All right. Let's see what we got so far.